In a world that never stops moving, where constant motion has become the rhythm of everyday life, there exists a counterbalance. A quiet form of rebellion. A language not spoken through volume, but through stillness. That language is luxury minimalism. It is more than a style, it's a philosophy. A way of understanding space, emotion, and identity through the quiet power of design. It doesn't try to impress, it aims to express. And what it expresses is clarity, presence, and refinement. Every wall, every beam of light, every untouched corner holds meaning. There's no excess, no clutter, no noise. Just the essence of beauty, reduced to its purest, most intentional form. Welcome back to Homey Studio, where design becomes more than visuals, it becomes emotion, balance, and storytelling. To all our returning viewers, we thank you for once again joining us on this cinematic journey through the art of interior beauty. And to those discovering us for the first time, welcome, you are now entering a world where design breathes, where silence speaks, and where the minimalist aesthetic transforms into a luxurious experience. Luxury minimalism stands at the intersection of calm and opulence. It's about embracing the emotional weight of emptiness, understanding that stillness can be grand, and simplicity can be majestic. Here, the absence of excess reveals the presence of intention. The moment you remove distraction, what remains is purity, space filled with purpose. In this film, we explore the philosophy of luxury minimalism, not through the lens of deprivation, but through the celebration of refinement. A visual poetry that connects architecture to emotion, material to mood, and light to life. The essence of minimalist luxury. Luxury minimalism begins where clutter ends, not only physical clutter, but visual and emotional. It is about understanding the weight of form, the silence of light, and the strength of proportion. Imagine walking into a room where light diffuses softly across seamless walls. There's no rush of color, no need for ornament. Yet somehow, it feels alive. That's the magic of minimalist luxury, it's serene, yet profoundly expressive. Minimalism by itself values restraint. Luxury minimalism, however, transforms restraint into artistry. It refines what minimalism began, by adding emotion, texture, and craftsmanship to purity. In this world, less is not absence, less is focus. Each detail becomes monumental. A single slab of marble tells an entire story of elegance. A soft wooden panel hums with warmth. A piece of furniture doesn't fill a void, it defines it. The true essence of luxury minimalism lies in the dialogue between things and space. Nothing is accidental. The way a chair angles toward the light, the height of a countertop, the gentle slope of a staircase, every gesture is composed like a symphony, where silence and sound coexist. And yet, luxury minimalism isn't sterile. It isn't cold. It's deeply emotional, because emotion is found in intention. When a space is designed to breathe, so do the people who live within it. Color plays an instrumental role, not bold or loud, but whisper soft, creamy whites, warm stone, ash gray, sand beige. These tones don't fight for attention, they collaborate, merging light and texture into an atmosphere that feels endless. Luxury minimalism doesn't scream for admiration. It simply exists, graceful, measured, balanced. And perhaps that is what makes it so captivating. It allows the eye to rest. It teaches the mind to slow down. It reminds the heart to appreciate stillness as a form of beauty. Luxury minimalism speaks of confidence, not in ownership, but in restraint. It tells you that true elegance doesn't need validation, it exists quietly, commanding presence without demanding attention. Materials that define luxury minimalism. Luxury minimalism finds poetry in material honesty. It is a world where surfaces breathe, where texture replaces decoration, and where every material tells a story about its origin. There's no disguise here. Concrete is unapologetically concrete, raw, tactile, grounding. Marble carries its veins like history written into stone. Wood reveals its grain, its imperfections, its truth. These are not flaws, they are the language of authenticity. In the minimalist luxury home, materials are not used for show, they are used for feeling. A smooth stone countertop might cool beneath the palm of your hand. A linen curtain sways gently with a passing breeze. Each surface is designed not only for sight, but for touch, for temperature, for emotion. This is the essence of craftsmanship, the invisible detail that transforms simplicity into sophistication. Luxury minimalism depends on precision, the hidden joint that fits perfectly, the delicate alignment of a wall edge, the unseen structure beneath a flawless finish. Luxury here is not defined by excess, but by execution. A thin shadow line between the ceiling and wall. A floating shelf that appears to defy gravity. A single pendant light suspended in perfect balance. These gestures, almost imperceptible, are what turn minimalism into art. And then there's the harmony of contrast. Smooth plaster meets rough oak. Matte surfaces embrace soft reflections. Metal interacts with stone, creating subtle depth through opposition. Luxury minimalism is the choreography of materials, a dance between restraint and richness. The choice of one finish influences the character of the next. Nothing stands alone, everything connects. When designed correctly, the room feels alive, not through clutter or ornament, but through rhythm. You can feel the shift of temperature between surfaces, the dialogue of texture beneath light. It's sensory harmony, visual peace combined with tactile warmth. Here, the simplest element, a wooden bench, a ceramic vase, a folded throw, becomes sculpture. It's not placed randomly. It's curated with care, existing as part of a greater visual composition. Luxury minimalism is not decoration, it's composition. It's an artist's approach to life-sized sculpture, painted not with color, but with material, light, and form. Light as a design language. Light is the purest element of minimalist design, and in luxury minimalism, it is treated like architecture. It shapes mood, defines space, and builds emotion without words. Imagine morning light spilling through sheer drapes, softly dissolving across a pale wall. Nothing else moves, only light does. And yet, it brings the room to life. Natural light is the soul of minimalist luxury. It connects the inside and outside worlds. It makes material surfaces breathe, reveals the sheen of marble, the texture of linen, the depth of wood. This is why large, uninterrupted windows are so vital. They frame light as art. They allow the sun to paint, to sculpt, to animate the interior. As the day passes, the house changes, not through action, but through illumination. Dawn is soft and forgiving. Noon is sharp and vibrant. Evening light turns everything golden, warm, and meditative. Artificial lighting, too, is designed with precision. You'll rarely find grand chandeliers here. Instead, there are lines of concealed glow, floor washes, and halo effects that trace architecture rather than interrupt it. Lighting becomes invisible design. It hides in ceilings, under steps, behind panels. It defines shape without showing itself, a silent guide that directs the eye through space. This subtle orchestration creates layers of light, ambient, accent, task, blending them like a musical score. Each note has its rhythm. Each moment of illumination has meaning. The goal is never brightness, but balance. Luxury minimalism thrives on the in-between, where shadow and light meet. Shadow adds mystery. It carves volume. It makes simplicity dramatic. A white wall isn't blank under proper lighting, it's alive, its texture shifting with every beam. A single ray from a recessed fixture can make a sculpture glow, or cast a poetic shadow across a bare surface. Light in luxury minimalism is never static. It's emotional. It breathes. And in that breathing, the home finds its soul. Space, balance, and emotion. Luxury minimalism is as much about space as it is about form. Space is not what remains after design, it is the design. When architects speak of balance, they are speaking about feeling, the calm that comes when every element aligns effortlessly. Minimalism teaches that balance is the ultimate form of luxury. Space in minimalist interiors isn't just physical emptiness, it's the emotional pause that allows meaning to exist. It's what gives weight to silence, what gives elegance to stillness. The proportions of a room are measured not just in dimensions, but in rhythm. The distance between furniture, the height of a ceiling, the width of a passage, all contribute to how space feels rather than how it looks. And feeling is everything. A luxury minimalist space doesn't rush you. It invites you to slow down, to notice the way air moves, the way light lands, the way your body reacts to stillness. Balance is also emotional, the connection between order and freedom. While traditional luxury might celebrate grandeur, minimalist luxury celebrates composure. It's elegance that whispers rather than proclaims. You'll notice the precision and symmetry, the way one object relates to another. But there's always a touch of imperfection, a moment of softness that breaks the discipline. This humanizes the space, reminding us that perfection alone is not warmth. Luxury minimalism thrives where logic and poetry meet, where space becomes not only beautiful but peaceful. Because ultimately, what we seek in our homes is not just visual beauty, it's emotional clarity. When a space is balanced, the mind feels organized. When a room is calm, the heart feels open. And that is luxury. The role of texture and contrast. When minimalism strips away the unnecessary, it leaves behind what truly matters: texture, light, and silence. Texture becomes the soul of luxury minimalism, a quiet pulse that keeps simplicity alive. It tells stories through feel, not form. In a minimalist space, walls are more than structure, they are canvases. A lime-wash wall, softly uneven, carries the imprint of the artisan's hand. A silk rug underfoot whispers luxury without ever demanding attention. Every material exists to be felt, not flaunted. Luxury minimalism finds power in contrast, but not the kind that competes for dominance. Instead, it's the kind that converses. Smooth and rough, cool and warm, light and dark, each plays its role in a subtle dance of balance. A velvety fabric meets brushed steel, their dialogue quiet but captivating. A light oak surface sits beside a dark stone countertop, creating visual rhythm. These aren't just combinations, they are compositions of emotion. The human eye craves texture, it grounds us. It gives depth to neutrality and story to silence. Without texture, minimalism would be sterile. With it, simplicity becomes sensual. Luxury minimalism celebrates imperfection too, the rough edge of handcrafted ceramics, the delicate variation in natural wood grain, the shadow of a brushstroke across plaster. These human touches keep the aesthetic alive. In a world of mass production, true luxury is handmade. Every detail carries the warmth of intention. And in that quiet intention, beauty blooms. Texture is what separates minimalism from emptiness. It makes quietness feel comforting, not cold. It gives depth to simplicity, turning restraint into richness. When you walk into a space designed with luxury minimalism, you don't just see the design, you feel it. You sense the softness of fabric, the coolness of stone, the balance of air and form. That is what makes minimalism luxurious, the invisible conversation between surface, emotion, and space. The modern minimalist lifestyle. Luxury minimalism extends far beyond design, it's a lifestyle, a mindset, a way of existing with presence and grace. It's about curating what matters and letting go of what doesn't. It's choosing intention over impulse, and meaning over abundance. In a luxury minimalist lifestyle, your home becomes an extension of your inner world. It's not just a place to live, it's a place to be. Minimalist luxury invites you to value less but better. It doesn't deny beauty or comfort, it refines them. Instead of owning 10 chairs, you own one perfect one. Instead of walls crowded with decor, you have a single art piece that speaks volumes in silence. This lifestyle values longevity over trend. Every object is chosen for its purpose, its story, and its timelessness. Luxury minimalism is not an aesthetic trend. It is a philosophy of elegance, one that begins with stillness and ends with presence. It's about finding beauty in the space between things. In the pause between light and shadow. In the quiet hum of a home that feels alive but never loud. Luxury minimalism redefines what it means to live beautifully. It teaches that emptiness is not absence, it's freedom. It shows that restraint is not limitation, it's control. And it reminds us that peace is the ultimate form of wealth. As you look around, you begin to understand that this design philosophy isn't about having less, it's about making more of what truly matters. Every object in a minimalist luxury home tells a story. Every ray of light carries emotion. Every silence has sound. This is the art of living with awareness, the art of design that transcends the visual and touches the emotional. Thank you for joining us on this cinematic journey into luxury minimalism. Here on Homey Studio, we celebrate spaces that elevate emotion, balance, and purpose, designs that inspire calm, clarity, and beauty in every detail. If this film inspired you, don't forget to subscribe for more explorations into the world of modern interiors. From the serene to the soulful, from the timeless to the transformative. Luxury minimalism is not about what we own, but how we experience what we have. It's not about showing off, it's about showing care. And perhaps, that is the purest form of elegance. Because in the end, true design isn't about adding more. It's about understanding what is enough.